What's good, YouTube? This is Brian Brother coming to you with another video. The title of this video is Never Be Mad at Another Man's Success. What I mean by never be mad at another man's success, which is a great tip of the week, or just a great tip anytime, is never be jealous of another person's victories. As we go through this road of life, everybody has a different path they have to travel. And not each and everything is going to yield the same fruit, and not each and every path is going to have the same answers or bring about the same thing. Now, I'm a big proponent. I believe in what if you put good out, good will be returned to you. But it could be in different virtues in different areas. And at the end of the day, who's not to say you're not going to have the same thing that another person has? Or how can I put it? You're not going to have just as much as another person have if you work hard, but it just may come in different variations. I give an example. I've only been on YouTube 3 months, and I got about 11 or 12 subscribers. I'm not ashamed about it. I hope the number continues to grow, but that's the number for now. But I look at somebody like The Rock. The Rock has been on YouTube. If you don't know, WWE superstar The Rock has a YouTube channel now, I think for like a couple of weeks, and he's already hit 1 million. I think he didn't have any videos on his channel, maybe like one video on his channel, and he had 1 million subscribers. But you can look at another guy, and I'm about to not compare the two, but use his exact example, because he always say you're jealous, and he said you're never supposed to be jealous of another man. That's Kylie Muscle. He's been on YouTube for like 8 years, and he's about to hit 1 million probably in a couple of days now. I went on his subscriber list. I'm subscribed to his channel, and I believe he's like at 900,000 something. Instantly, he could, or I could, or any man could be like, The Rock about to hit 1 million, and he ain't had that many videos. But instantly, I'm using the lesson that he taught and that so many of us must learn. That was for him is for him. What's for you is for you. And you never cross the line by trying to judge another man or trying to tell another dude to do. But even above that, you never cross the line by being jealous. J. Cole said it best. There's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. At the end of the day, all of us had different lanes and different avenues. There's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about if you got a few subscribers, or even like Kylie Muscle The Rock, or even there's nothing to even be jealous of with either one of those YouTubers. One put in 8 years worth of work to get that 1 million. One put in a couple weeks worth of work, but even then, we get so blinded by envy of the person that got the blessing, we don't see the work that they put in. The Rock put in years of work to build a name. You have to be something special. You have to have a certain amount of charisma, or you have to put in a certain amount of hard work. If you can take a name as simple as a 4-letter word, R-O-C-K, Rock, The Rock. I mean, you cannot be any more plain. What is more plainer than a rock? We can say you either lived up under a rock or just a rock. Like, you can find a rock anywhere. There's nothing special about a rock. Let me say that again. There's nothing special about a rock, but he made himself special by saying he was not a rock, but the rock. And he went and built his brand off a simple name, but by saying he's one of a kind, because he's not a rock, but the rock. So we get so blinded by envy because we see the blessing that somebody got, but we don't see the work that he put in. So you can go back and look at years and years and years of work that he's put in through the WWE, through movies, through time and effort to build his brand, through advertisement. The Rock is probably the biggest promotion, probably one of the biggest face international superstars in the world, because he's always on TV, always promoting himself. Like him and like maybe Diddy are like the only two people that I know who are just constantly their faces on something. They're on something. They don't stay at the spotlight. And I don't mean that. I mean that in the best way possible. That they always are not reinventing themselves, but using their talents to definitely always be there so that people can remember them, so they do not fade into the backgrounds because they consider themselves special. So we cannot get jealous of the blessing, but we must use it as inspiration. And even when you see somebody get something, you have to ask yourself what kind of work did they put in to get that. Because I guarantee you, other than maybe like a few people who, like the old dude said, I got a small loan for $1 million. Other than a few people who just got daddy money, but most people like Diddy, The Rock, great guys like that, they put in the work, and they came from nothing. Like they were poor. I cannot put it, maybe not poor, but they didn't grow up rich. So you can never get jealous of it, and that's why I used to listen to Kylie Muscle. That he taught us to never be jealous of a man because he always put in work. Kylie Muscle is another example. You can say, oh, he got 900,000 subscribers and he's just on there lifting weights. But Kylie Muscle is the only YouTuber who gives advice for free. He's the only person on there who shows you behind the scenes action. He's the only person that is entertaining, and there's not another bodybuilder on YouTube who can consistently is that entertaining or that charismatic. So he does these things to show you can do both. And he's a living example. And he always saw all the time, if I'm an ex-con and doing it with no opportunity to get a job, and because a black man can't get a job as it is, he said can't even vote. If I'm doing it, then nobody has any excuses not to do it. So he's showing you how he's putting in the work even with obstacles all around him. So somebody could easily look at his blessing without not even knowing him. He always tell people all the time, get my book Ex-Con to Icon, because most people don't always hating on him, but they don't understand his story. They just see him here at his peak, but they don't look at nobody when they were laying down the foundation. Let me say that again. They see him sitting on top of the roof and they instantly think, oh, he's looking down on somebody, but they weren't there when he was on the same level as everybody building that foundation up. You may not catch it. J. Cole, 2014 Ford Drive, Hills Drive, Drake Views from the 6th album. They were sitting up looking, and not looking down at people, but they were sitting up because they're reminiscing on the time that they were laying down the foundation. Let me say that again. They're sitting on top of the structure because they're reminiscing on how they laid the foundation. So never get jealous of another man's things, or never get jealous of another person, because you see the blessing, but you may not see the hard work that they put in. It's very few people who are banking off daddy's money, because most people would tell you that they're first generation success, first generation college students. Don't ever be jealous of their blessing, but look and see how they got theirs. See what little notes you can take from each and every situation, using it as inspiration, and then go in your life and not try to do what they do, but try to take a piece of everything, information, and try to process it, and then try to use your own way and carve your own lane. I'm seeing people with not nearly the subscribers that they have, but I can see the qualities in The Rock, which is build a brand, show people that you're special. I can see the qualities in Kylie Muscle. Both got their million subscribers differently. Kylie Muscle got his with consistency, and Kylie Muscle is showing you how to do it. But I got my idea from him is showing consistency. He's been on here for 8 years. Most people have not been on YouTube for 8 years, and they already got huge numbers. But he's not saying, I'm not looking at what this guy got. I'm not looking at what that guy got. I'm looking at what I got. And I'm going to be on here for 8 years, constantly grinding, working hard every single day, doing what I love, carving my own lane, looking at a few people for inspiration, but mostly just looking at myself and putting in the work, and I'm going to do great things. Last one I'm going to tell you is a Mr. Shannon Briggs. If you saw the self-promotion video, you'll see that video. That's the guy in the thumbnail that you're looking at, that you clicked on this video. And Mr. Shannon Briggs said, okay, I see everybody become a heavyweight champion, but instead of me being jealous of what everybody else doing, I'm going to carve my own lane. So he came up with the phrase, let's go champ. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. More people know the let's go champ phrase in boxing than any other phrase in anything. Now, Shannon Briggs is one of the most high demand fighters. When people see him, folks go crazy because they know he's charismatic and he's going to give them entertainment. Will Shannon Briggs, Mr. Briggs, ever get the title shot again? I hope so, because he's carved his lane so much that he's made himself a figure. He's made himself a brand, and you know what you're getting when you see that. And he can sell fights off his name and off himself alone. Now, a Joe Blow fighter who ain't never got anything, or who could be younger or could be more hungry, saying, well, how did he get his? Instead of being angry at the blessing that he's a superstar, I mean, instead of being angry at his blessing and how he carved his lane, You study from him being a young gun. You study from him being a young buck, or even if he was the same age, you study from him. He branded himself. He promotes himself. He flies all over the country. If there's a heavyweight fight in Russia, he goes there and say, "Let's go, champ." If there's a fight in New York, he goes there, "Let's go, champ." If there's a fight in California, he finds the fights, and the media is automatically drawn to him because he brings something that nobody else brings. So I just wanted to definitely do that video. Never be jealous of what another man or another person got, because as we sit up there and look at the complete and total blessing, we don't look at the work that's behind it. And actually, it's a blessing to them, but even we can learn from it. And we never have envy, because at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. No matter what you say your life is, how your parents always say, or your mom always say, there's always somebody worse, and there's always somebody who want to be in your shoes. That's true. Because just as we're looking at somebody else up here who got the blessing, somebody way down here is looking at us as we're up here looking at that person up there. And there's somebody like, how did he get that? Or there's instant favor come on him. Instead of doing that, we all have to look at things from a universal perspective. So I definitely learned that, that's a lesson that I learned growing up as a man, or just as a journey through manhood. I used to always look at all people all the time like, man, they got that, that's unfair. I want that. No, it's not unfair, because I never looked at what they did to get that, had to get that, the work that they put in to get the blessing. And even if they put in no work, that's them. But I can even take it from a motivational standpoint. What can I do now to promote myself and push myself so that I can be not what they are, but in my own lane? Because when I build, I'm building where I have my no ceilings. I'm not worried about what his limits are. I'm building mine because I put no limits on myself. But that's the Brown Brother making that video really quick. I hope that helped some. If not, that's just a Sunday sermon. Today's Sunday. I said I'm going to start doing these inspirational Sunday videos. So if you definitely like it, hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. And as always, we're on to the next one. Peace.